All right, so we're recording, and again, Savannah, if anybody asks a question, just jump in. So let me introduce myself first, and then I'll turn it over to Savannah, and she can introduce herself. But yeah, my name is Michael Hales. I'll be teaching the class this semester. I love teaching this class. This is only my second semester doing it, but you're my third section doing this class. And like I said, I really enjoy this. I even prepared a little something so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. So if I come over here and let's see, I'll leave that up. Okay, so here's my little screen. I'm like welcoming you to the class. So, oh, not that. I know what I'm doing. All right, can you all see this still? I bet you can. All right, so this is a little bit about me. And first I'll start with some of my experience, a little bit about my background. So this guy that you see here in the upper left-hand corner, his name is Bill Lurack. He was my first big boss. So he was a partner at a big firm in San Diego. And that's where I got my first clerkship when I was in law school. Clerked for this big firm. It's called Lurack Coughlin at the time. They've had to change the name multiple times since I left because the partners keep going to jail. If you've ever watched the show Suits, that corporate law firm was built and based on the law firm that I started at, and hence the rotation of people just going to jail and fraud and all kinds of crazy things. So that's how I got my start in the corporate world, was doing corporate law at Lurack Coughlin. I decided I didn't want to go to jail, and so after law school, I didn't clerk there anymore. I didn't take a job there in San Diego. We moved to Idaho, and I worked for this firm in Idaho Falls called Beard St. Clair. And that was great. It's one of the biggest firms in Idaho, and that's funny because there's like 20 attorneys, and in California that would have been like a really, really, really small firm. But I'm okay with that. I loved it. I got a lot of great experience. But after about a year, I thought Idaho is like way too cold. So we packed up the family and we moved to Florida. And I went back to corporate law and I practiced in Florida. So that's what this upper right-hand picture is that you're seeing there. Because what I did is I started representing companies in the vacation industry. And basically my job was to keep them out of jail. So I was kind of like the corporate attorney for them, and wrote agreements and negotiated deals. And that was interesting for a while, and then kind of broke off of that and started helping people that own something called timeshares. All you need to know about timeshares is that you should never buy one. It's the biggest scam out there. It's just horrible. So don't buy a timeshare. But my job was to get people out of timeshares, and so I'd negotiate contracts and write settlement agreements, that kind of thing. So that's kind of my experience. And actually, while I was there in Orlando, I started teaching online for BYU Idaho, just because I really enjoyed it, and so I taught online for a couple of years, and then when a full-time job popped up in Rexburg, I took it. My wife is actually from Idaho Falls, so I thought she'd be super excited to go back to Idaho. But when I told her I was thinking about applying, she got kind of mad. She liked Florida. It's an okay place. But we moved back, and she's been happy. And now my mother-in-law likes me too, because I brought the grandkids back to East Idaho. So everything's good on that front. Just so you know a little bit about, here's my family. So here on this picture right here, that's my wife. She graduated just, I guess it was a year ago. It was last July. She went back to school and got a nursing degree. Now, she and I met undergrad, but she did this useless degree called communications. And that's funny because a couple of you are in communications. For undergrad, she did that. And then when we moved here, she's like, I kind of want a degree though where you can like do something. And so she went back to school and finished her nursing degree just in July. And she was kind of able to fast track that because she already had an undergrad or whatever. So now she works at the hospital with like the NICU, mom, baby. So if you have a kid this semester, which you would know by now, I guess, if you're going to have a kid this semester, then you might meet her. So that'd be kind of fun. And then we've got 5 kids. So my oldest, Jessica, and then this little guy is Chandler. Actually, Jessica was born on my first day of grad school. So I missed my first day of grad school because that's when she was born. So she's 13, and then Chandler's 11. And then Ben is 8, and Danny is 6, and Evan is 3. So that's our 5 kids. And then we kind of got into, last summer, we got into this trail running thing. And so here we are on the top of Hurricane Pass. That was super fun. Anyway, so that's me. Now I'm here. I teach business writing. I teach business law, and I teach Business 100. And when they make me, I teach IBC. And I was actually supposed to teach IBC this semester, but I got out of that because we're not really doing it. So Savannah is a recent graduate of IBC. So this is probably a good segue into introducing Savannah. So Savannah's our TA. I'll just turn the time over to you to introduce yourself to everybody.
Okay. So I'm Savannah, and I've TA'd this class for, I can't remember, but it's been a few semesters. So I just finished my junior year, so I have 2 semesters left, and I'm studying marketing. I'm from Meridian, Idaho, and I'm home right now. And I don't know what else I should share, but I sent out an announcement today too that has my email on it. So if you guys ever have questions or need help, feel free to reach out to me on my email as well.
Cool. So yeah, what Savannah, Savannah's really my boss. Like you can probably tell this by now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into iLearn and kind of do an introduction into this course and where you need to look for things, how to set up alerts when announcements are made, that kind of thing. So without further ado, let's do this again. Actually, come over here. All right. So, okay, can you see iLearn right now? Is that what you're looking at? I can't even see if you're nodding your head, so I'm gonna say yes. All right, so here, when you come into iLearn and you click home, this is what you're gonna see. So right here it says TA introduction. This is Savannah. This is what she was talking about. She posted this at 10 a.m. And if you click into it, you can kind of see what she wrote. Now, some of you, if you didn't get an alert or something, then this is what you need to do. So you go over to your account and you click on notifications, and this is where you need to make sure that you check this right here. So if there's an announcement made in the class, you will see it right away. So I click this so that I'll get it via email, and push notifications. I have that checked as well. You will want to do this for due dates, for appointments, signups, groups, conferences, all of this. You can just click that. Now, if you don't want it, go ahead and click that X right there, and then let me make this a little bigger, and then you won't get those alerts anymore. But like Savannah said, when she sends an announcement, it's something that you're going to want to see. So I would just click that, and then you can set it so that you get alerts on your phone. If you have the Canvas app, just check this, and you'll get a notification on your phone or your iPad or whatever. That's the most important one, I think, is the announcement one. But due dates are also going to be important for you, not for me, because I don't really have any. But that's notifications, and I think that's one of the most important important things that you should know right now. Now, if we go back into the class itself, here's what I need you to kind of recognize. I think the most important tab on this whole thing is this modules right here. Now you can, in that former page, you can click on the weeks and go into it that way. But I think if you just go into the modules, then you'll always see everything that you need to see. So right here, kind of starting at the top, you'll see this My Business 100 Professor and Teaching Assistant. This is like our introduction. It's got our contact information, all of that. This one right here, this Business 100 course schedule, I think is super important and a good document just to always have to kind of keep track of where you are in the class and what to expect that week. So if I click on this, this is something that Savannah put together this week. And like I said, it's got the weeks, the dates, what we'll be doing on Monday, what we'll be doing on Wednesday, as well as things that are due and when they're due. So that's a good one just to print out and like pin it to your wall or whatever you have to do. Now the honor code agreement, that's important. And then the final springboard, we'll talk about that later. This is kind of like your final project. But we've just put it up here because it's worth a lot of points, and you'll do that by the end of the semester. And then workshops, we'll talk about that as well. But really right here, when you get into week 1, many of you have already done this, the semester performance prognosis inventory. It's not due for another 2 days, but like I said, it's been open, so you can do that. The Top Hat quiz just means that you've gotten into Top Hat. And so let's do that right now. So in Top Hat, if you have the app, you can use the app. You can also just use your phone. Well, not today. Today, you use a computer if you can. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a Top Hat account. And for this, like what's super important is that you need to use your BYU Idaho email and your full name. Your name as it appears in the class. Why? Because we use this for attendance and participation. So I've had some students that just put in like a random Gmail and then their name, they'll just put like, you know, I'm trying to think of like a funny nickname. John. Okay, whatever. They'll put like some name that I don't even recognize because it's not on my class roster, and that's not going to help anybody. So when you create your account with Top Hat, just make sure that you're putting in your appropriate name and your BYU Idaho email. And then you can join different classes in Top Hat. And this is the code that you use to join this one. And I'm not going to do it today, but, and so don't do it right now if you have everything ready, but I'll just click this little button that says take attendance, and then you'll get an alert, or it'll pop up on your phone or computer or whatever. You just enter this 7184 and you'll be marked as being present for the class that day. Again, I'm not going to take attendance today, but this is something that I will during the next class period. And attendance is important in this class. Now, here's the deal with this semester. You're scattered all over the place. So if something comes up, I understand that. Now, let me tell you this, the way that I'm structuring the class this semester. We will meet on Mondays, and Wednesdays will typically be a pre-recorded lecture or presentation for you. This class has built into it a lot of presentations from like the internship office and the career center and the advising office. And a lot of those presentations, they come and they do it every semester, but they're very rote. They're just, they're just, I'm recording them for you. Okay. So then on Wednesdays, you can watch those at your leisure. And so typically on Wednesdays, we won't meet from 10:15 to 11:15, but I would still dedicate that time just to watch the videos that I'll be putting on iLearn for you to watch. And typically I'll just put those as an announcement on the day that I want you to watch them with a link to YouTube. Now I do monitor YouTube. If you want to ask a question in the comments section or something, I can answer those for you there. The other option that you have is to meet with me. So let me go back here just quickly to the syllabus, because I want you to remember this. In the syllabus, I've got this link. Let me make this a little bigger. This link right here for my office hours. Really, the office hours, you're just going to use this. If you have questions and you want to chat about something, click this Calendly link, and then it'll pull up my calendar for you, and you can just pick a time that I've got free and that works for you, and then you just sign up for that, enter your name, and then it'll send you a Zoom link. And then at the allotted time, I'll get an alert on my computer that says, John wants to meet and have 15 minutes, and I just hit yes, and then boom, we're in Zoom together and we can chat about whatever it is that you have a question about. Okay, the syllabus, read through that, but know this, like I just explained, with the attendance policy, things are just different this semester, and I'm willing to roll with it. So if you are super stressed out, I want you to remember something. Your teacher this semester, yeah, I'm a lawyer, and that may seem like that kind of sucks, but I'm also a Californian, and why do I say the things I say? Some students kind of hate it because I'm quite Californian. I speak slow, and my students from New York like really get ticked off about this. But just know that like I'm also kind of chill with a lot of these things. And so if you have a valid reason why you missed something or need a little extra time or whatever, this is the weirdest semester of our lives. Like I'm going to work with you and help you out. Now, if it becomes a pattern and I can tell that you are just slacking off, well, like my patience doesn't last forever, but I do want to help you, and I want to help you through a lot of these things. So through kind of difficult and novel times. So I'm happy to do that. All right, one kind of final little tip, and then I'm going to turn it over to Savannah because she can give you some tips for success in the class. But the way that I see this is, look, we're only together for 7 weeks. This class goes by super quick. This should not be your toughest class. It will not be your toughest class. And you get points for doing what you're supposed to do here in the weeks that you're supposed to do them by the due date. Just follow the directions. And for example, like, let me just click into this, the resources online scavenger hunt. This is kind of a bummer because this is a fun thing to do when we're all together in the classroom. Because basically I just have you get into groups and then you run around campus and take pictures at all of these different places, but can't do that this semester. So what you're going to do is you're going to open this up and follow these directions. All I want you to do is find out where, and give me a link for the advising office, and give me what information you find out about the business and communication academic advising. Just follow these directions, put it into a Word document, and then upload it here, right here where it has this assignment for resources online scavenger hunt. And this is how I think you should be doing this class. Like on Monday, you get up, you say, okay, I'm in week 1. You start at the top and you work your way down, and you do everything, and you will get 100% in this class. This is, like I said, this is a 1 credit welcome to the business management class. It's designed to be helpful and informative and not to destroy your grade or anything. So next week, you'll do the same thing. You'll just get up on Monday, read week 2, watch this presentation, go through these things, and you're going to be just great. You're going to get an A in this class. The people that don't get A's in this class, it's just because 1, they didn't follow directions, or 2, they just fall behind, and they stop caring. And that to me, I think, is the biggest problem and the biggest thing to watch out for in this class. So yeah, Savannah, anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, so another reminder, since we're not going to meet on Wednesday every week, pay attention to the due dates, because all the prep assignments are typically due at 10 a.m., so like right before class starts. So I don't want to get a ton of emails saying, oh, I didn't know it was due before class. Like, I'm telling you now, those assignments are due before class. Saturday assignments are due at like 11:59 at night. So if you're also not in Idaho, remember it's following our time zone. So pay attention to that as well. And then if you read the syllabus, it will explain, but we don't accept a ton of late work. Some of the bigger assignments like the analysis papers and informational interviews are accepted late. But remember that it's like deducts your grade 12% each day you turn it in late. So don't slack off on that because those are worth a lot of points. We also designed the course so that like the first couple weeks, there are less points, like the assignments aren't worth as much. But as you go on, they start to become worth more. So don't fall behind. Like Brother Hale said, the only ones that really don't pass this class are the ones that don't do assignments or don't follow the directions. Read the directions because it's super clear. This class isn't hard, so just read the instructions. And I leave feedback a lot of times on assignments, so read that as well. That will be helpful for the final springboard. If you have any other questions, you can put them in the chat or email me later as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Savannah. Okay, and let's see. I'll just check my notes, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, I think all the other notes that I have typically are like, just don't apply to any of you because we're not in class together. And so what, let's just kind of check to see how Top Hat's working for you. We'll just do one quick Top Hat quiz. Let me kind of cue this up. All right, so I'm going to share my screen again now that it's ready. Okay, and again, this isn't graded or anything. I'm not doing attendance, but just so you can kind of get a feel for how Top Hat works. Sometimes we'll do this during class. It's kind of a nice way to have some interaction. Like I said, it's a large class. We can't we can't all speak at once, right? But I want to see. All right, so right now, just fill this out. I want to kind of see where everybody is in their BYU Idaho time frame, what year you are in school. And if you can pull this up, great. It means you're good with technology. So you can also, as you see in the top of the screen, you can also text your answer to this, but just kind of get in the habit of using your phone or your laptop or iPad, just because it flows easily when you do this. So again, this isn't going to be like a scientific poll, and I could look this up. I know. I'm doing this to test it out while we're live. So if I look at responses, I see that of the 20 people that answered, only one this is their first semester. So that makes sense. It's spring semester. This is kind of not when most people are starting. We've got a couple second semesters and a lot of sophomores are above. Okay, this is good. Overall, this tells me that you know what's up with iLearn, and so don't make up iLearn problems or excuses. Okay, let's see. What I want to do now is just kind of turn you loose, let you kind of start knocking out as much of the week one assignments as possible. If you do that, this is really, I think, a key to success. Because if you can do that, then it just opens up a lot more time for your other classes, which, like Savannah and I said, probably are going to be more difficult and take a lot more time than this class will. We don't want any of these assignments to seem like busy work. If it seems like that, you're wrong. That's just your opinion. We want them to be informative and give you information that will help you and guide your success through the rest of your time here at BYU Idaho, especially in the business and communication college, whichever degree that you choose. Our goal is not to push you into business management. And in fact, we spend time introducing you to marketing and finance and supply chain, and I'll bring in visitors that will talk to you about all of these things. So again, just get into iLearn. Well, I'm not going to jump back into iLearn, but you'll be able to see in there everything that you need to know. There's the due dates, and just follow the modules there, and you'll be just fine. And if you have questions, shoot them over to Savannah. You can also set up meetings with me if you need help or want advising or whatever the case may be. I've got time this semester, so I'm just hanging out in the Smith building by myself. So I'm happy to help you out. All right. Any last minute questions? Anything that
Brother Hales, there are a few questions in the chat,
Okay.
if you want to look at those.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. Yeah, Top Hat code. And by the way, I'm gonna, as soon as I hit end to this meeting, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube and send a link to everybody. So you can go back and like get that code or whatever it is for Top Hat. So Benjamin asked when the first assignment's due. I don't have access to the course. Oh, Benjamin has been emailing me. So that's an IT problem. We'll work with you, Benjamin. Okay, let's see. How did everyone submit an answer to which semester? I'm a little confused about that. Just play around on Top Hat. They have videos about how to use it. But like I said, don't stress too much about that. The Top Hat quiz is just asking you if you signed up. Yep. All right. Anything else? Let's see. All right. Then let's go ahead and stop this recording.